This is the second session of our live online classes. In our previous class, we started with our fifth chapter, that is staff training. Okay. In the previous class, we discussed about the meaning and definition of training. Then we went to discuss about the difference between training, education and development, because in general all these are taken as one and the same thing, because we acquire knowledge through training, education and development. And in the next topic we discussed about the different types of training which the organizations can provide to their employees to enhance or upgrade their skills. And to provide those trainings, there are different methods being used by companies, and today we will discuss about various methods of training which are broadly classified into two, that is on-the-job training, and again there is a slight printing mistake, it has to be off-the-job training, right? In case of on-the-job training, the trainees are put on the actual job and they learn to do the job while doing it practically. Okay, so it is a process of learning by doing. On the other hand, in case of off-the-job training, the trainees are taken away from the actual place of work, maybe in a classroom, maybe in a training center, okay, and the detailed instruction about the job is given to the trainees. Okay, so in case of off-the-job training, in a classroom, by way of seminar, lecture, okay, or any presentation, or in a training center, away from the actual place of work, the trainees are trained about performing their job. So that is so called off-the-job training. Before we move on to the different techniques of on-the-job training and off-the-job training, let's have a kind of difference between these two. So, in terms of meaning, on-the-job training is basically learning by doing. So, because here the trainees are put on the actual work and they learn by doing the actual job. In case of off-the-job training, it is a process of learning by studying, because trainees are taken away from the actual place of work and there they learn the theoretical or conceptual aspects, the procedural aspects and problem solving skills. That is on-the-job training. If you consider the nature as the basis of difference, on-the-job training is fully practical, because here the trainees learn by doing the actual work, whereas off-the-job training is usually theoretical in nature. Okay. Considering the value of the training, on-the-job training is provided at the actual workplace, whereas off-the-job training is provided outside the actual place of work. The fourth difference, on the basis of cost, on-the-job training is less costly, because it does not require additional setup for the trainees to provide knowledge and skills. Okay, because they are put in the actual job and they learn by doing the actual job. So no extra cost is required to set up another infrastructure to train the employees or trainees. Whereas off-the-job training is costly, because we require additional setup or extra setup. We need to have extra or additional trainers or instructors. So in that way, off-the-job training becomes slightly costly for the organization. Moving on to the next point of difference, what type of trainees take participation in the on-the-job training and off-the-job training. On-the-job training is basically for the unskilled laborers and staff, whereas off-the-job training is basically for the skilled manpowers or staff. Okay. Now, considering the chances of accidents while in the training program, in case of on-the-job training, the chances of accident is high because they are directly put on the actual job, and since they are new to the job, so that's why there is the chances of making mistakes and getting into an accident and injuries. Whereas in case of on-the-job training, the chances of accident is low because they are not put on the actual workplace. There is no pressure of doing the actual work, so they are taken away from the actual place of work and they get trained under the guidance of expert supervisors or trainers out there. So that's why the chances of accident is low in case of on-the-job training. Okay. Now, as per IIC syllabus, let us understand the two major on-the-job techniques or methods of training. Okay. The first type of training is so-called apprenticeship training. Actually, apprenticeship is a kind of learning system where the trainee who wants to learn a particular skill related to a particular occupation gets training under the guidance of instructors or trainers. Okay. So, especially the trainees who want to get knowledge about a specific kind of occupation or trade like electrician, mechanist, plumber, fitters, welders, craftsmen. Okay, so they require a specific kind of training related to their particular work. So that's why a kind of training program which is provided by the expert trainers to them to learn about their chosen field of trade or occupation. So this kind of training program is so-called apprenticeship training program. Okay. So usually this kind of training program is provided in vocational education institutions, and this training program may last for a few months or for a year or two. So the advantage of this kind of training is the training is provided away from the actual place of work, theoretically in a classroom, or they may be taken to a training center where the trainer or the instructor will show how to use the different types of tools and equipments. So in that way, this is a blended kind of training where theoretical as well as some practical training is provided to the trainees. Okay, and when the trainees get involved in the social service, so there is a possibility that the institution may provide some kind of allowances or stipend to the trainees. Okay. Next method of on-the-job training is so-called internship training. This kind of training program is provided by the educational institutions who offer professional courses like law, MBBS, CA, MBAs. Okay, so in this kind of professional courses, the organizations means the training institutions, colleges. Okay, they have a tie-up with the companies where the students of final semester or final year, they are required to join the companies, okay, to get the practical knowledge or hands-on experience of what they have learned so far in the previous semester or year in their classrooms. So classroom teachings will provide them the theoretical knowledge, and when they join the corporate or companies, so there they will understand how those theoretical aspects are practically used to carry out the actual work. So that's why this kind of training program is very useful for the trainees or the students of these professional institutions. So it is a tie-up of between the education institution and the companies. So the students of the education institution in the final year or final semester, they joined the companies or corporate organizations to get the practical knowledge. Okay. Once the training program is over, the students or trainees are required to submit a project report about their training, and it is a part of their degree courses. So it has a kind of weightage or marks. Okay. Now, this kind of training program is a win-win situation for the trainees or the students as well as for the companies. Now, what kind of advantage is there for the students? If during the training session, if they can impress the management of the company, so after the completion of their degree, there is a possibility that they are taken or hired in the organization. So that's why the trainees get the job prospects. In case of the companies or corporations, in order to get the new and fresh talents, they don't have to advertise. They don't need to go to different institutions to hire the people from outside. So within the organization, they can judge the efficiency of the intern, that is trainees, and they can hire the fresh talents or graduates, okay, who will be ready to face any kind of challenges or take any kind of job within the organization. Okay, so this is so-called internship training. Now, let us discuss about two major techniques of methods of on-the-job training. Means the training away from the actual place of work. So, most commonly training method which is a part of on-the-job training is obviously classroom training. Here, the trainees are taken away from the actual place of work in a classroom, and there the experts, the trainers, they provide conceptual, theoretical, procedural and problem solving skills to the trainees. And during a classroom session, the trainers, they use the technique of lectures, okay, seminars, conferences, okay, and any presentations to provide knowledge or skills to the trainees. Okay. Another technique or method of on-the-job training is so-called vestibule training. So let us understand vestibule training in this way. Suppose this is the actual place of work. Once the employees are hired, so this is the actual place where they have to work. Okay. Since some of the employees will be new to the job, so they may not know how to perform the job efficiently. Okay, so that's why they require a kind of training. Now, to provide training to the new employees, a similar kind of setup is created. Okay, where almost same type of machines or similar type of machines, equipments, or same kind of environment will be created in a particular room that can be called as a training center or vestibule. So, an artificial or duplicate environment is created at another place to provide training to the employees or trainees. Here, the trainees will be learning about how to use the machines and equipments of the actual place of work. You can see the same type of machines and equipments are there in the vestibule or training center, but away from the actual place of work. Okay, so here, under the guidance of expert trainers or instructors, the trainees will learn how to use different machines and equipments, what are the different procedures are followed in the actual place of work. So in that way, this vestibule training is also known as near to job training. Okay, So here the trainees will learn almost the actual work, but only difference is they are learning from the actual place of work without the pressure or the performance of actual work. So this kind of training is known as vestibule training. So this kind of training program is very helpful in industries where a large number of employees or trainees they require to go through a training program. Okay, but this kind of training program is costly because an additional setup is required to provide training to the employees or trainees. Moving on to next topic, let us understand some of the hindrances to training, the obstacles, the bottlenecks of a training program. So the first hindrance is lack of support from the top management. Sometimes top management they do not support the training program, especially when the training programs are time consuming and costly, because some training program require additional setup and they need to hire expert trainers from outside, which might be slightly costly for the organization. Another hindrance to our training program is shortage of funds for training. As I already said that in some kind of training methods, additional classrooms or setup is required, for which the fund is required. The companies they need to acquire trainers or experts from outside, which might be again costly. So due to shortage of fund, the training program may not be carried out. Another hindrance to our training program is shortage of qualified trainers. Most of the training programs are required to be carried out by experts in the field of different work or trade. So that's why it is not possible to get these qualified and expert trainers from outside to train the employees. So company may find it difficult to get the qualified trainers from outside. Another hindrance to a training program is lack of willingness to learn on the part of employees or trainees. This happens especially when the trainees take training program as additional burden. Okay? Sometimes the trainees are reluctant to learn when they find that if they get trained, they will be given extra burden or responsibilities. So, in that way, they do not want to go through the training program. Now, let us discuss about some of the benefits of training to the employer. One of the benefits is higher productivity, as the trained staff or manpower, they are able to carry out the actual work without much of mistakes. Okay, they are able to make the best possible use of available resources. So in that way, the organization will be able to get the higher productivity. Okay, in terms of output or in terms of service. Another advantage of a training program to the employee is reduced supervision. You know, well-trained employees are self-reliant. They are able to carry out their job by themselves. So they don't require constant monitoring or supervision. Therefore, the time and effort of the supervisors can be used for productive purposes. Okay. Another benefit of training to the employee is better safety. When the organization is able to provide training to the employees, so they are able to make proper use of machines, equipments and tools. They learn to use the safety equipments. So that's how through training the employer will be able to provide safety to their employees. Another advantage of training to the employee is reduced employee turnover. Actually, employee turnover means changes in the labor composition. Since well-trained staff, they are able to carry out their job efficiently, they are satisfied with their job. Okay, so that's why usually they don't leave the organization. So if any of the existing employees they don't leave, so there is no need to get the new employees from outside. So there won't be much of changes in the existing manpower. So that's why there will be less employee turnover. Now let us discuss about some of the benefits that the employees get through the training program provided by the companies. So the first benefit which the employee gets is obviously self-confidence. When the employees through training they come to know about how to carry out the job efficiently, so they feel confident enough. Okay. Second advantage of training to the employees is higher earning. So after the training program, okay, when the trainees they learn new skills, they are able to carry out their job efficiently. So there is a possibility that they get more salaries, incentives or bonus. So there is a possibility of getting higher earnings or returns in the organization. Another advantage of training to the employees is safety, because through training program the employees are instructed to make proper use of machines, equipment, tools while carrying out the actual job, as well as they learn to make proper use of the safety equipments and devices. Okay. Another advantage of training to employees is promotion and career development. So under the different types of training we already discussed, there is a particular type of training program, so called promotional training. So after getting the training for the high level of job, so there is a possibility that an employee may be promoted to a high level of position or job. So that is another advantage to the employee. Last but not the least, another advantage of training to the employees is learning new skills, talents. So when an employee through training comes to know about new skills, talents or knowledge, so that will be a kind of asset to the employee, which will help the employee to carry out the job within the organization, or that can be utilized outside the organization. So with this I come to the end of today's session, and to recap, today we discussed about the different on-the-job training methods, off-the-job training methods. We also discussed about the difference between on-the-job training, off-the-job training, and we also learned the benefits which the employers and the employees get through training program. Thank you.